I'm looking for venues where our style of music could fit into, you know, kind of the parameters of what that venue might have. Wouldn't it be great if all you did was ask, and you'd find out the truth? Wouldn't hesitate, no worries in your past, and at last you would find out the truth. Wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to wonder what is right, wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to waste a single night. Wouldn't it be nice to say what's on your mind, and no one would need to guess? Don't think about it twice, it wouldn't be unkind, and you'd find you would worry so much less. You wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to wonder what is right, wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to waste a single night. Wouldn't it be fine if everyone you know had it all figured out? Everything in line, everywhere you go, it was so, never leaving room for doubt. Wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to wonder what is right, wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to waste a single night, wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to wonder what is right, wouldn't have to worry, wouldn't have to waste a single night.
Hi, Renee. Thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
So we're talking about venues, what works in a place to play for you as an artist. And there are two different things that work for them. One is having a really good, a place, a theater, a room with the right acoustics and whatnot. And then there's what you want to get out of it yourself as a performing musician. Because if you're doing, big concert halls or you're doing a house concert, there are different dynamics there and different things that you expect. What do you like? What's your favorite place to play for what you want to get across now?
Well, it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
There was a time when my favorite venue was to play clubs. And we had a cover band that I still play in, and I loved playing clubs, and I loved just going into the same venues, every month or so.
What made the clubs good? What made them good as venues for you?
I liked playing for a dancing crowd that was having a good time, and having a relationship with the club owners.
Yeah.
Having that team, us working as a team.
Right, you got a steady thing going on.
Yeah,
They dig
and
what you bring.
that used to be my favorite thing to do. I still, I like playing just about everything. I just love playing. And I still have a regular venue where I like to play, once a month. It used to be once a week where we'd come back to the same place. And our fans know it's kind of our house gig, right? They know to come and see us every first Friday at the Davis Graduate with my band Cold Shot. And that's...
How many people can you get in the house?
It's a big place. But we're playing kind of, in a sense, we're not playing up on a stage. We're playing on the floor. There's big picnic tables, and they're close by. Small dance floor. So it has, even though it's a big place, it has a bit of a intimate feel in a way, because we're connected with, we can see all the people and talk to them over the microphone, and regulars come out. Huh? Yeah, they can come right up to us, sing right in front of me. But I love the connection with people, and in doing that, it's fun. We're doing songs that they know, and it's this real community feel about it. And then I have this other thing that I've started doing where my husband Richard and I are playing original songs. Yeah. And we've made that a separate group. So now, there's the cover group.
With that?
And so in that, I've been aiming for a listening audience. An audience, they can still sing along. Our songs are, you can get to know them and sing along with the choruses.
Once they get to
know them.
Yeah.
But it's, instead of people getting up and dancing and interacting and participating in that way and with their memories and things from the cover songs, it's a listening where they're interacting by, tapping along and listening and maybe connecting with the lyrics as we sing.
Yeah, you're delivering a poetic performance on that. Can you do that? What size of a house do you need for that? And what's the maximum crowd you can? Well, you feel comfortable with?
Well, we played a house concert at Robin's Nest in Davis, who's a local here who likes to, put these concerts on in her backyard. Yeah. And that is about 100 people. Yeah. And then we've played for really small. We played over at Common Grounds coffee shop a few times, which is a place I like to hang out, and just thought it would be fun to play music there. And that is, people are very close up, and we're just set up in the corner, and it's like playing in a living room. Very intimate. Can you
hit that kind of connectivity with a big crowd? I'm thinking of
I think
like 5,000.
You would then probably be connecting with the people who are just up in the front part of it, and in a crowd that big. I haven't done a crowd that big with the original songs, or at least the listening one. We have dance original songs too, which in that way, with a crowd that big, we're typically doing a dance show, and everyone is connecting by jumping around, and you can see the joy out there, which I just love. It makes me smile. I have a great time with that. So I don't know. I would like to try it. So I'm kind of moving forward with our original songs, but right now I'm looking at smaller kinds of venues.
It's interesting. I once saw Don McLean in New Zealand, and the power system blew out halfway through one of his songs. And then he had been a little stiff up till then because he was just phoning it in. Did American Pie. I understand he didn't like singing that song, and you could tell. But then the power system blew out, and he sang "And I Love You So," which is this, it's been done in schmaltzy ways. The way he sang it to 5,000 people, a cappella from the stage, all the way to the back, you could see people were getting it. It was about holding the attention, holding the crowd, communicating something that they wanted to listen to, and it was beautiful. How do you think that you can communicate that to a larger number of people? Can you?
Well, it's interesting too, because if you're on a large stage, you've got lights in your eyes, and it can feel disconnected because
Yeah.
even though you know there's a lot of people out there, you can't see the people necessarily.
No, you can't. And at that point, does it make any difference if you're at a stadium style kind of setting, or if you're in a coffee house?
Yeah, I
you're
think
still trying to put out the same
Yes,
performance.
absolutely. But the feeling is, I think the feeling is, from my perspective, feels more connected in a smaller setting. And at first that was intimidating to me. I actually liked the bigger settings, and
It's more anonymous, right?
and people out, I'm playing, you're dancing, we're all doing this together. But then when it's just me singing and you're sitting there listening, that made me nervous at first, but I'm feeling better about it now, and I'm enjoying it now.
It's like Sam with this show. He's one of my bandmates and the showman
Yeah.
here. He was talking about how it's a really cool feeling when you hit a power chord and you hear it echo off the hill
Sure.
in the distance and it comes back to you. That's a whole different thing than if you're, doing a finger roll and you got 50 people in front of you that you can see that are reacting to the emotion you're trying to put out there. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite place to play and why do you like it?
I love some of the venues here in Davis,
Yeah.
and I loved playing at Robin's Nest. I played there once, and the audience is there to hear the music. They're supporting musicians, and just a fun crowd to play
Well,
with.
they're there for the folk thing.
And they're reacting to everything. They're listening to the lyrics. You can tell because there's lyrics that they chuckle at when they realize the surprise of the
Well, you
of
can
the line.
see them doing it.
Yes.
You don't have a Klieg light.
And
in your
that's kind
eyes.
of fun because they're paying attention. Whereas when I do a dance show, I'm not getting reaction to the lyrics. They're reacting to the overall sound that's happening.
Yeah.
And then we've been going to the Village Homes Performer Circle, at which you sign up and you can play a song. And
What is the
that has
Village
been
Homes
so
Performer
fun.
Circle? Tell me
well,
about that.
it's across town, and they've been doing this open mic for years. And they'll have one featured performer who plays just a half an hour, and they'll have maybe 45 minutes or half an hour of local performers who can get up. And the last one I went to, there was opera, there was folk music. We played one of our original songs.
Well, what did you like about it?
I liked it. Well, there's a lot of music fans, musicians. If you ask the crowd to sing along, they're right there, and all kinds of harmonies going along.
Because it's a lot of
it's
music people.
enthusiastic.
There.
It's
See, that's
really
a real different
fun.
crowd from your
It is
Joe Schmo that doesn't know how to sing and doesn't.
Sure, and I enjoy. I enjoy just the joy watching other people have their moment of joy out there and kind of forgetting things. I think of it like a little musical vacation. They come out and they engage, and they're just in the moment.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. But in terms of doing my own music, it's nice, I guess, to play for peers and have them engaged.
Well, do you like being outdoors or indoors? What's an indoor that you really like?
I don't know if I like outdoors or indoors better.
Because
I
there's
haven't thought
a really
about
different
that.
feel to it.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
don't hear the acoustics
Yeah.
in your head as much as when you're
Right.
outdoors.
Rooms
Unless
can have
you got
problems.
a really great sound
there
system
can be an
going.
echoey kind of thing that happens. Sometimes you really can't hear what's going on that well.
It's
in
not
an
calling
indoor.
back to you from the walls.
Yeah. So there's more of a dead sound, I guess, when you're outside.
That's right.
That
Can
makes
you
it sound cleaner.
Can you speak to someone as well? Because I'm thinking of the Strawberry Music Festival, and other festivals too.
Sure.
Sometimes you can really, you can get that intimate experience in a big crowd outdoors.
Sure.
But I find that when I'm playing outdoors, it almost takes more. I got to put out more to reach. Do you?
Oh, too many distractions around, maybe possibly?
It's like the setting is so geographically bigger that it's like you have to fill in more air.
There's definitely a psychology to venues and a room, and I've found we used to play a lot with my cover band. We used to play at the Shanghai in Auburn, which isn't in business anymore, but we were doing like every other Thursday there as a house gig.
And what was it? What is the Shanghai?
It's just an old bar and restaurant that was in Old Town Auburn years
About
ago.
how many people would be in it?
It's a long, thin, I don't know, 100 people maybe. I don't know.
Long and thin, so you
Yeah,
had to
long and
blast
thin.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a stage that was too tall and very rickety. And
Rickety's not good.
I felt, no, not good. But I felt a certain amount of distance being on that stage with the dancers down here and us up on the stage. And so we also had kind of a lighter version, a semi-acoustic version of the group that would play there. And we'd get down off the stage and play on the floor to get more of a connection with people.
And you weren't doing it just
Not,
without
just sort of, instead of a drum set,
amplification,
we had
right?
like a little cocktail kit,
Yeah,
and
you
instead
still
of
mic'd
electric,
yourself and all that.
yeah, but a lower key, more of a sing-along kind of show.
Yeah, because
we felt like we needed to be closer. It didn't feel right to be up on the stage for that.
Yeah, I like being down in the
Which
in
I
the
found
mix when you
with
can.
different venues, if we're going back a lot and there's not a specific stage, we might try different spots around the room and find that there's a spot that connects better with people. You get the eye contact, you get
Boy, I'll tell you
more
where
of
you
a
get
physical connection that
one
way.
venue I've liked is like an Irish session style thing, where you're in a bar or a coffee house or a setting like that, people are right there with you. You're
Yes.
part of the
Yeah,
crowd and you're playing, and that can be really, talk about that. That's the most intimate. That's living room stuff.
Yeah.
Unless
And I
it's too
enjoy that.
darn loud.
As long as, unless it's too loud.
Yeah, it's
meaning
too loud. I
The
tried it
audience
in
or
a
the...
Hey, you can be in a noisy bar.
Yeah, that's true.
People 10 feet away are making too much noise.
Right.
And you're only playing to the 12 people who are right there, then it's ambient noise for the rest. Can that be satisfying if you're really communicating with those 10 that are right there with you?
I think as long as you're having some connection with the audience, it can be satisfying. If I think a performer playing who doesn't feel like anyone's paying attention at all, not even tapping a foot out there,
Oh,
that
yeah,
would be
that's
a problem.
bad.
Because then you think, what's the point? We're not connecting, we're not sharing, and
Oh, that can
making
happen
that
a lot.
community.
Yeah, a lot of paid gigs can feel like that if you're
You're
the house
background music.
You're the background music, yeah. And then it gets into how much you're enjoying it yourself. How much a part of the performance is that?
And we always enjoy playing, but I've played, say, art receptions where really the music is not the focus. They're there to come and look at the
You don't want
art.
it to be intrusive.
Right, you don't want it to be intrusive. And when I first started doing that, I thought, well, we need to play all instrumentals. We shouldn't do any vocals. But we love instrumentals and we love vocals as well. So we started tossing in some vocals, and pretty soon the people out there in the art reception, I could see them sprinkling around the little connections that would happen, and it turned out it was fine. It was.
So it's interesting. If you want to go micro level on the venues, I've played funerals and weddings. And
Yeah.
now a funeral, you don't want to be the.
I can play funerals if they're happy. I can't play sad. I mean, if they want like more of like a celebration of life, I guess they want kind of a lively funeral, which we've done a couple of.
Yeah, I've done them where you're trying to be a healing song to it, and then I've done them where you're the background noodly music that no one really wants to focus on.
Right.
You're just doing an ambience. I don't know if that even gets into artistic satisfaction. Then you're doing a public
It's
service.
interesting. Well, and I think probably from our perspective, because we enjoy the process. If we didn't enjoy the process, we probably wouldn't be doing this. So we enjoy a lot of aspects of the process. So part of it is engaging with the audience, but then there's the joy of playing as well. So we can, I guess, ride through if no one's
If you don't
listening.
get the enjoyment to begin with, you're not going to be able to communicate out, whether it's in a coffee house or a large concert hall.
I hear that a lot from audiences over the years, that it looks like we enjoy what we're doing. So I know it makes a difference to them too.
Oh yeah, they can tell. Yeah, if you're turning the back to the audience because you're bored or you're too shy to look at them,
Sure.
it usually isn't going to work.
Right.
All right, Renee, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
I'm moving to Mars. Yeah, I think I'd like to try me out alive in the stars. My friends all say I need a place to air out my heart. So I'm moving to Mars. You know this this life has been crazy. Sometimes I think I'm not really here. Every time I turn around, another friend is going down, and I can't see her face for the tears. So I'm moving to Mars. Yeah, I think I'd like to try me out alive in the